welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Now join me for another AliExpress video, and this is in direct response to comments like this from a gentleman called Road Gent. Absolutely right, I do tend to ignore or neglect the quartz watches when I look at these videos, but I do review a fair few. So just for you and others that feel that way, I'm doing another list, top 10 watches, well not even top 10, just 10 watches which are quartz that I highly recommend. And the beauty of this list is I get to touch on brands which I didn't include in the previous list, which I really did want to, and the main one being Baltany. So let's go ahead, let's open up this list and take you through the 10 watches which I'll highlight to you guys within this list on AliExpress. And the majority of these I've touched, I've had my hands on, so you have my recommendations of those. Any of these which I haven't touched, I'll let you know that these are watches I've not looked at. And also I'm going to keep it short and sweet, guys. I don't want to go through all the specifications or dimensions. I'll just mention points which I need to mention because they'll be in the description. You can use the links and you can check them out for yourself. So let's start off from the bottom and go to the top. So this is the obvious one, Pagani Design. And in the last video, I had a few comments saying no PD. Well, there is PD for the sale. And this is the, quartz moon watch. You guys know, very familiar with this. A massive seller for Pagani Design. You've got version 5s on some of these, you've got version 3s. They've improved as they've gone along, and I had the red one and the white one, and I also got to review this ice blue. Fantastic little watches, £68. You can't go wrong with this watch. There's a lot of watch definitely for the money. So that's definitely one of my recommendations. Moving on, next is the classical Escapement Time. 40mm, uses the VH31 quartz movement, which is, if you're not sure already, it's a 4 tick a second. Slightly smoother than obviously your 1 tick quartz, but not as smooth as your automatic movements. It is very accurate, and they do have a few different colors on there as well. They've got the blues, greens, yellows, and it's a fantastic little watch, and again a huge seller for Escapement Time. So that's the second recommendation we've got. Moving on up is the third watch. Now this watch is something I haven't touched. However, when I recommended the Suggest, BP Homage, Hroudland have come out with this way after. Now Hroudland, from what I know, I actually haven't reviewed any of their watches, that they are really well built, and that's attested by so many other watch reviewers. So this is where we can rely on each other in the community. But with this one, £120 is the cheapest Hroudland that you'll find. How do you even say Hroudland or Hroudland? That doesn't matter. But use the Seiko VK64. It's got acrylic glass. That's worth mentioning. 100 meters of water resistance. But it does have that VK64 setup with the 2 sub-dials on either side. Very clean looks. And, if you don't want to pay for the mechanical chronograph version, you do have this quartz version, which will be very reliable. £120, no brainer, very cheap. It's got 2 really nice colors, the black and blue, keeping things basic and simple. And as I said, Hroudland's quality does speak for itself, so I don't think there should be anything wrong with this. So this is the third recommendation. We are moving quick through this, guys. Next up, Pagani Design, another one. This is one I reviewed not too long ago. This is the Speedmaster 57, which is my favorite Omega, and I hope to get that soon, one day. Now with this one, the blue dial's great, green dial's awesome. I'm not too much of a fan of that black textured dial. It looks like road surface, but feel free to choose whichever one. Drop them a message, even get a leather strap plus a bracelet if you will. £62. You can see out 29 reviews, rated at 4.7, which is a very accurate rating. They are great for that £62. You can't really fault them, so that's definitely one to check out. Next up is Baltany. As I said at the start of the video, through this video I'm going to actually touch watches or recommend watches which I didn't include in the previous list. Now Baltany, you guys know how I feel about them. They're a very good brand. They do really unique things within their realm of AliExpress. Their Homage, very unique pieces. They do definitely have their own style, and this one was no different. For a fully polished watch, it was really well made. I didn't wish it to be brushed at all. Definitely suited the aesthetic. Lovely markings, very crisp, clear printing. Had no issue with this, and the build quality is evident in hand. And the loom, yes, this picture is correct, the loom is that good. A few different colors, £113. Again, you can't go wrong. 45 sold out of 7 reviews, 5-star rating. I think it's around a 40mm watch case, but you know, that's neither here or there because it will suit majority of wrist sizes. Next up from Baltany, we've got another PD. So PD are quite, you know, present in this list. £61, you've got the BB58 chronograph, and I managed to review this a long time ago. Surprisingly good, you know, really well made. But to be fair, Pagani Design do excel in chronographs. You know, look at the Daytona Homage, so cheap and one of the best watches made. This is much cheaper than it was when I reviewed it. You know, £60. No-brainer. The bracelet's okay, it's a bit, you know, hollow for my liking. However, you know, £60, you're getting a lot of watch for your money, guys, and using the reliable Seiko VK63 or 64. But it also has things like sapphire crystal, that ceramic bezel, so you do get a fair bit of spec with it as well. Up next is another Baltany, and again I reviewed this one. This is a Seiko. It's not a VK64 63, it's a different one. It's a VK61. So this has the subdials located at the 12 and the 6, giving the dial really good symmetry. It doesn't come with a date window, again, you know, maintaining that symmetry. Lovely field watch, one of my favorite watches from Baltany. Has got that matte sandblasted finish around the 40mm mark, 100 meters of water resistance, you know, sapphire crystal and all that sort of fantastic offering from Baltany. You know, put it on an aftermarket NATO and you will be flying. Well, yeah, 39 or 40 on the case diameter. Great loom as well. And as I said, really like this from Baltany. £122, another no-brainer and a really fantastic watch. Next up from Baltany, this is one I haven't reviewed, but it's going to be the same as the others. It's a VK64 this time, but it still has the subdials at the 3 and 9. And they still maintain, you know, an awful lot of symmetry there. The black and, you know, this vintage sort of spec'd dial. I'll go for the black really, but I like the cushion shape. But I like the case shape. It's a very oval cushion. Quite different. The pushes look solid as well, fully brushed. And because, you know, I've seen so much from Baltany now, I know the build quality is going to be really good. £120, another option for you guys. Moving up, yes, we've got another Pagani Design. I mean, this is the 9th watch, so we're nearly there. This is the Steve Mcqueen homage, and the reason I put this up is just want to show a different visual, guys, because, you know, you can look at any of the Daytona homages. I mean, they've done so many. They released a new color option as well, which was a chocolate brown with a mint dial or that blue dial. You go for the classical, you know, black and white panda variant, or you can choose this. £40, guys. This is a choice deal. 150 or 147 reviews, 4.8 rating, over 500 sold. Yes, I believe that. A really good watch for 40 quid. I know this choice stuff does not ship to certain places, but if it is a place where it ships to you guys, check it out. You know, 40 quid. What more can you say? This brings us to our last watch, and this is ridiculous value for money. Now, I reviewed this and I believe the price was around 160 to 170 pounds if I'm not mistaken. This is a Tactical Frog, uses the Solar VS75 chronograph movement. So this is quite a top-notch movement from Seiko. 41mm, this is the version 2. It's got sapphire, ceramic, it's got that cool frog at 12. Not everyone likes it, but I do. Gives the watch a lot of character in a, what we say is a characterless sort of market. Yeah, great watch all around. Really well made. The loom was decent. I can't remember too well, to be honest. However, colors are good. You can go for this red or the brown as they call it. I really like this blue. Or you can go for the plain panda variant. Pushers, everything works well. Solid case. I think it's not far off the Speed Timer in terms of dimensions, but that is a watch it is homaging. So this is the last recommendation on the Quartz watches. Definitely check these out, guys. £126. I will snap them up because, as I said, they were 175 before. So that's it for this video. I hope you Quartz fanatics are satisfied. I do have another one coming up. Let's see if I can give you guys a sneak peek at my list. And this is going to be your top 5 GMTs out there, and that will be the final list of this AliExpress sale, just to give everybody you know, better options. Of course, a couple of crossovers and just more useful information for everyone. So as always, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.